So how do you effectively use the Thinkorswim phone app? In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know so you can monitor and create new trades just from your phone. Hey, how's it going? On this channel, you will learn the steps I took to go from trading with a full-time job to trading as a full-time job. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And at any point in the video, feel free to check out the notes and links in the description below. I'll list out any valuable resources down there. Now today we are looking at the Thinkorswim phone app. Just to let you know, this is the Android version of the app, so if you're using an iPhone, there might be some differences. I am in the paper trading version of the account right now. You can see that because it is yellow up here. If you want to switch between accounts, right here, you just go to the top left button, and then up here it says switch accounts, and you can switch between the accounts. Now, this is what the general home screen looks like, and it's really customizable. So right now I have it set up how I like. So I like to have watch lists at the top. Right here, top positions, it shows you your PL of the day for your whole account. So if you have multiple positions, they'll show here. Right now it just shows I have one position in Apple that is up $280 roughly, and then it shows down below the net liquidity of that. So right now I have about $250,000 in Apple for shares, but again, this is a paper trading account. If you have more positions, those will come up along the side over here, and below I have orders. So if I have any working orders or open orders, it'll show me if those are working or filled, and then any alerts from charts, like getting text alerts or alerts if a stock goes below a certain price, I can see those there. And then here I have my overall account balance, and you can click on each of these. So I click on this and it will show me my overall account balances, and I can actually go up here to the top right, and you can add or minus a ton of different things to see in the account balance. So if I scroll down, all of these are supposedly visible. Now, if you don't have a balance in those, it might not always show up. So if I wanted to add something, I could come down here to, let's say, Forex buying power, and I can click on that, the eye on the left side, and that will come up here to show. And if I wanted to move that, I can click and drag on the right side here, and that'll move that up in the list, and that appears down here, and I can see that. Now, going back to the main screen, if I want to change how this is ordered, I can click up here on the gear up here, and this will show me that kind of that same editor screen. So down here I have a few things hidden, such as news, messages, chat rooms, and Trader TV. Now, if I wanted to add those, I could again click on that little eye icon, and then it will change it. And then if you want to change the order of these, you can just click on the side and drag to change the order, and then click up here to set that. Now, to actually look at stock charts, there's a few ways to do that. You can either click up here at the top left at these little bars, and then you'll see quick quote right here, and you can just type in a symbol that you want, and it'll also show you recents that you have looked up down below. So if we just type in Apple again, we can click on Apple, and that'll take us to Apple. So another way to do that, going back here, this is how usually I do it. It's a little quicker. You can just go to watch list, and then you can type in the symbol right here as well. So again, we'll just go to Apple, and up here at the top, I can click add to watch list. So if I have a default watch list set, that'll add to that. So if we go back, I have Apple down here. Now you can have a lot of different watch lists. So if you click here, it'll take you to all your watch lists. Because this is a paper trading account, I don't have many watch lists on it, but you'll see all those here, and you can switch between ones or create new ones. And then over here, this little edit button right here, you can edit and take away or add more symbols to your watch list. So down here, if you actually scroll along here, you can see the watch list gives you a bunch of different information. on these stocks in your watch list. This little spark chart here is a really short time frame, so it'll only show you like the last 15 minutes of what the stock is doing. So if you don't really trade on a shorter time frame, this might not be very useful, but sometimes it's kind of nice to see that. And then it'll show you a lot of different other things. To change this, you just go to this little gear here and it'll come up with that editor platform again, where you can add or change around the order of different options. To actually look at the stock chart, let's go to Apple here, and up here we see there is the actual stock price of Apple and then the net change for the day, and on the side the bid and ask spread. This little arrow here drops down another menu that gives you just some more basic fundamentals of the stock. Now I don't really use that, so I like to have that minused. Now we have these 4 tabs here as well: the chart, the news for the stock, and then the options chain and the profile, which gives you some more deeper fundamentals on the stock. So looking at the chart here, you can just drag it around, scroll, zoom in, and to change the time frame, right now up here you can see I'm at a 6-month daily chart. So to change that, I can just click on that and it'll bring up my favorites. So these are a few favorites I have right now, and to create new ones, you just go to this time frame right here and you'll have daily chart, an intraday chart, and a tick chart. So if I wanted to create a intraday chart that shows 5 days or 2-hour candlesticks, I can do that and then click on this favorites, and then I'll add to my favorites. And then over here you also have recents as well. So that's pretty useful to having different time frames that you want, and you can quickly change between those and look at the chart that you want to potentially trade on. So other aspects of the chart is up here. This little bell is your alert creator. So you can create alerts for the chart based on if it's above a price or below a price. And you can just, once you have that set down here, you can click create alert, and that'll, you can have it set to just make a notification on your phone, or you can have it to text your phone as well. And the alerts will also show up on your computer app if you are on there. Going back to the chart now, this little question mark here next to the bell brings up some information on just what more things on the chart are. So you can see on the side here, it brought up this that we didn't have before. And actually another way to bring that up, if I just tap on the screen, I can make it go away. And if I tap on the screen again, it'll bring up this bar again, or this other menu. So first we have up here is actually styles. So if you want to have a certain chart set up with certain indicators and a certain time frame, you can set that up here. So if you wanted a 3-month daily chart with candles at a certain color, and you could come in here and add certain studies. So maybe you want a certain amount of moving average and different indicators for that daily chart. You can save that here and have that preset. And so if I go back to that, I could bring that up every time. And then if I wanted to maybe switch my chart to a shorter time frame with different indicators, I can do that as well. I don't use this feature very often on the phone because usually I have a computer that I look at the charts more detailed on. But if you mainly trade from the phone, this is a very useful application of it. Now the next button below, this little flask, is for your indicators. So right now I just have one moving average on here, and you can add a ton of, it has the same amount of studies on the phone app as on the TOS actual platform on the PC. So you can add anything you want on here. I can remove this as well, and then it'll come back here on the chart and have all those saved, and you won't have to add those every time. Generally it will save, so you don't have to re-add those. Now the next button below is the visible. So right now you can actually see that this 1000 here is those shares that I bought in Apple. So, and this visible icon allows me to take that away. So for positions, I can see if I have positions and it shows me what price I got that position at. And then if I had working orders or alerts and actually drawings as well, I can minus as well. The next icon down here is the crosshair button. So if I click on that, it should bring up crosshairs. So it's over here. Now to activate it, you want to click and hold on the chart, and that'll be able to allow you to drag it, and you can bring it to each a different candle. So if you wanted to see the high of this certain candle, you could click and hold it and then leave it there, and it will give you the more detailed data on that specific candle. So that can be kind of useful if you're trying to determine prices of highs and lows for that candle. And then to get rid of that, I can just click on this again. Now the next little menu down here is actually for drawings. So right here, this is your drawing sets. So if you want to have, again, kind of like the styles, if you want to have drawings for a shorter time frame, you can save those in a set, and then you can have another preset that's more longer term time frame drawings. So if you don't want to have to delete your drawings and then create new ones for a certain time frame, you can save those in different presets. Now to actually create drawings, this little pencil down here brings up either new drawings or remove drawings, and clicking on that brings up trend lines, price levels, Fibonacci, just about everything they have on the TOS platform as well. So I can just click on trend line here, and it can be a little finicky to get this to work properly sometimes, but it'll activate. So I want to click and hold on the chart, and you can see that it brought up this little line or dot. So I can come down here, and maybe if I want to try and draw this support trend line, I need to drag it to there, and then I want to click, and then it'll bring up the next trend line, and I can then click and drag, and then drag that to maybe where I want. So if I wanted to see that, oh, this, I think this is a little trend line it's making, and then click to finish it and have it stay on the chart. If I want to edit it, I can click and hold, and it should bring up and activate the drawing again. And down here I can click properties, done, or I can just click this little X right here to delete it. So that's pretty much everything for chart analysis. So to come in here and actually trade, we just come down here to the trade button, and this will bring up the trade tab. So I can change if I want to buy or sell, and then how many shares. It'll just default to 100, but if I click on here, I can come in and change to an exact amount if I wanted to buy a certain amount of shares. Now, and then below you have the limit. You can change this. If I click and hold, I can go through the whole tab here. Usually limit's the best way to do this though, and right now it's the limit's unlocked, so it will change to the price that Apple is currently at, so I don't have to change that around and look at the chart to see where I need to trade. And then down lower, it'll tell me how much 100 shares or 50 shares, sorry, is going to cost me, and I can change it to the time in force. I can change it to good to cancel. So if this order doesn't get filled today, it will maybe get filled tomorrow. So, and then in here it'll show me what account I'm trading in, and right now it's a margin account, and I can confirm order, and it will come up again just showing you the details of the trade, and then I can send the trade in. So here it says the trade was sent, and it says my order was actually rejected. Now that is because I have all my account in Apple already. So let's actually come in here and sell Apple. So I'm just going to quickly sell 100 shares of Apple, and that's all going to be the same. So I can quickly come in here and sell 100 shares of Apple, and down here at the bottom you can see it says I sold 100 shares of Apple at $225. So up here, if my order didn't get filled right away, it would have that working order here, but it got filled. So if I go to the fill tab here, you can see that order of 100 shares got filled. Going back to the chart, you can see now I have 900 shares in my account. Another way, if you have positions, so quite often how I use the app is I will be at the home screen, and I will see that, look at my position. So right now my positions may be up a certain amount and I want to quickly sell some to take profits, or the position is losing and I need to close out of the position to cut my losses. So I can quickly actually come in here and click on Apple from here, and it'll show me how much I'm up on it. It'll show me how much I'm up on it on the day and total. And I can just come in here and click on it again, and I can click Trade Apple. So that's another way to get to this trade area of the platform and quickly trade if you need to. If you're looking to do options on Apple, we can quickly go to the chart again and the options tab here. So that'll bring up the options chain, and quickly you will have, if you minus this, you can see that you have the different dates for the expirations of options, and then you can change what kind of spread you want. So if you want to have sell or buy a call, you can do that, or you can change to a more complicated strategies. Now as well, you can change the strikes. So if I go in here and I open one of these up and I only want to see 10 strikes, or I want to see more, I can change that here. So we can quickly go in here and pretend that we are going to sell a put vertical on Apple. So we probably don't want to do today. Let's do next week's expiration, and I can come in here and click sell, and we can sell 10 of these, and it will sell the price I selected and then the closest strike. So I can click on that up here. So to do that again, I can click on this if I want to make the vertical longer or change the strike price of the put I'm buying back. I can click on this here and change the strike, so I can make it wider like that. So I don't think I want it that big though. Let's just keep it a $5 wide strike. And then down here I'll have limit again, and then you'll see, actually down here is really cool. You'll see the basic profit loss graph, and so it says my max profit on this is $1,400, and my max loss is $3,500. And I can go in here and then click confirm paper order and send that in and see if we get filled. So right now you can see that it's working, and maybe my price was too low below the market. Again, I can go in and change that. So let's try and change that by clicking on that. So it actually sold, so I don't have to change that. So, but if it did, I can click on that and it came up with replace order. So I can then quickly go in and change the price if I want to try and get filled right away. Now I can quickly go and look at that spread now. If I come back to the main screen and then click on Apple again, and you can see here I have my spread. So I have the 10 call puts I sold, and then the 10 puts I also bought back, and creating that vertical. Now this is basically the major use of the phone app, and there are a lot of different settings and other things you can do in the app that I didn't go over. If you want another quick way to get to your watch list, you can actually drag out from the side here, from the right side of the screen, and that'll bring up the one watch list I had. So I only had Apple in that watch list, but if you wanted to change that or add more, you can go there to quickly edit. And then if I come over here and drag from the left, it brings up essentially the home screen, but it's not in the same order as we want. So if you were in a chart, looking at a chart, and you wanted to quickly change, you could just drag out from the side here and then quickly go to maybe check your balance. And then from here, instead of having to go back to your home screen, I can just bring this out again and go to maybe check my positions. So that is another way to do it, other than just going back all the way to the home screen and then going from there. Just about everywhere in the platform has some sort of settings you can change. So just to show you what that would look like, if I go in your positions, this gear everywhere is always the settings button. So I didn't go over all of these gears and all of the settings. So you're going to want to go into this and really play around with looking at the different settings and adding what you want and don't want. So this app is really awesome. It's like the Thinkorswim platform. It's extremely customizable and very powerful once you have it set up exactly how you want. So I hope you like this tutorial on the Thinkorswim phone app. If you want to learn more about the Thinkorswim phone app and the Thinkorswim platform, make sure to check out this playlist right here. Now, if you want to just learn more about the stock market and how to read stock charts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions on this platform, make sure to ask them in the comments below.